Today's review will be looking at Five Easy Pieces starring Jack Nicholson. I love Five Easy Pieces so much that I have both the DVD and the Criterion Blu ray. Now that's pretty cool stuff, right? Uh, Jack Nicholson's breakout film was Easy Rider back in the 60s, but that's a film that I could never really get into. I'm probably the only person in the world that didn't really care for it. I didn't hate Five Easy Pieces, but I mean, I didn't hate Easy Rider by any means. Just simply wasn't for me. Yeah, Peter Fonda and Dennis Hopper, who were the leads in it, are great actors, but yeah, I didn't really care for it. But uh, Nicholson's next big thing, which was Five Easy Pieces, it was his first great performance. Jack Nicholson has done many truly great performances, I should say. But Five Easy Pieces was his very first one. He was starting to become a household name by the time the movie came out, with Easy Rider being his first big thing. And out comes in 1970, that is, Five Easy Pieces. So Five Easy Pieces is about this young man named Bobby, played by Nicholson, who is a blue collar worker, works in an oil field. And his days basically consist of going bowling with his pals and fooling around with women. And he's a pretty aimless, doesn't really have any sort of big plans. And that's pretty much the character of Bobby. He really doesn't care about anything, and he's really into the confines of his own little world. But things start to change when his sister, who's a concert pianist, tells him that their father is dying. Now, Bobby, when we meet his sister, we find out that not only is she a concert pianist, but Bobby himself is also a piano expert. So Bobby decides to take his girlfriend, who's played by Karen Black, with him to. Well, she badgers him into taking him along with her, into taking her along with him, I should say. Sorry, to to see their father, to see his father, just to pay final respects to him, and and to really see why Bobby is the way he is. That's a really big thing that the movie tries to focus on. We also get to see the the clashing, the differences between these two different worlds, Bobby's and his family's. So when Bobby and his girlfriend are are on their way to are on their way to his parents' place, that part of the film becomes a road trip film, which is pretty prominent in a couple of Jack Nicholson films. Like there's part of this, and then there's the Last Detail and the Bucket List and About Schmidt. But this one, it doesn't last the whole film. It's just a specific sector. And so Bobby and his girlfriend, they pick up two hitchhikers. One of who's Tony Basil, the girl that sings "Hey Mickey." She's one of the hitchhikers, and so the road trip portion is pretty good. Like when they pick up the hitchhikers, and During this sector, there's one scene that is probably the best known scene throughout the whole film. It's where they're at a diner and Bobby gets in this argument with the waitress because he doesn't want exactly what's on the menu. He wants a substitution. Of course, nowadays you go into restaurants like, even if it's fast food joint like McDonald's, there people say all the time, no lettuce and can I not have any of this, and can I have some of that instead? But the thing with the scene in Five Easy Pieces, this diner scene, this dinner scene, well, the restaurant scene was that back in 1970. I'm not sure if it was it was probably just this one restaurant. The waitress says no substitutions. So Bobby is trying to keep himself calm and cool, not trying to get mad, but he just keeps badgering the waitress, and the waitress keeps retaliating with things, and he doesn't end up getting his thing, but he just whacks the drinks off the table, and it's a pretty memorable scene. I'm sure that everyone has. I'm sure everyone can relate to that because it is a pretty funny scene, and it is pretty memorable. Some say that it kind of. I've heard people say that it kind of summarizes what the whole movie is about. I disagree with that. I think that it's just a scene that's there, not really to kill time, but just to show a little bit more of Bobby's character, what he's capable of, how he reacts under certain situations, and so that the relatability is kind of up there too. So by the time Bobby and his girlfriend end up getting to the place where Bobby's father is dying, there is some there is some clashing between these two. Bobby is such an outsider from his family; he doesn't really know them really at all anymore, and of course Bobby ends up having heart to heart with his father, who is pretty much an invalid at this point. Bobby does love his father, and the scene where Bobby finally confronts him is very heartbreaking. It's an excellent scene. And then the movie gets to a close. Yeah, the ending of the movie is the only reason why I've never been able to give this movie a perfect score. I don't like this ending at all. Here's why. Okay, in the ending, Bobby, he's on his way back with his girlfriend, and he leaves her at this gas station, and he goes off with this trucker, and we never know where Bobby's going, or what his plans are, or anything. And here's why that's so bad. Okay, Bobby goes from town to town. He's totally aimless. He doesn't really know. He doesn't know what to do about anything. Anytime the going gets tough and the tough gets going, he always runs away from everything. But when he goes to visit his family, that should have changed him a little bit. And that's what's so good about certain films is the characters that change. There's that chemistry in the characters. They get their head out of their butts, and they become better people. But Bobby, on the other hand, he doesn't. None that happens to him. He just remains the same, the same aimless drifter of a person that doesn't that still doesn't care about anything. And after having such a long time, such a great scenes, such great sequences of Bobby with his family, he should have learned something. He should have learned. He should have changed a little bit when he was with his family. I mean, his father died. His father was dying, and but still, Bobby doesn't change. It's like it's like as the movie finishes, as the movie gets to a close, the director and screenwriter just said, fooled ya. Bobby's not going to change. So yeah, you just watch this whole movie. It feels like we watched a whole movie for nothing. If Bobby would have changed, if there would have been more closure, better closure, then we would have been so perfect. It would have been such a great. It would have been so great of a film altogether. But because of that ending, the movie really falls short. Well, it doesn't really fall short. It falls short enough for me not to give it a perfect score. On the other hand, the movie is very well done. This was for Jack Nicholson's first great performance. I know that I said he broke out in Easy Rider, but this was his first great thing. The character development in Bobby, up until the ending, that is, and including the other characters, is perfect. It's just spot on. The writing and the acting are just perfect. So I'm gonna give 5 easy pieces 3.5 stars out of 4.